Breaking news: Dallas Cowboys make a major move. The Cowboys have just traded for Giants defensive tackle Jordan Phillips in a surprising deal that includes a pick swap. In this video, we'll dive into the details of this blockbuster trade, analyze how Phillips will impact the Cowboys' defensive line, and what this means for the team's future. Stay tuned as we break down the trade specifics, offer expert insights, and give you all the latest updates you need to know. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more breaking Cowboys news. Hey there, Cowboys Nation! Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. The Dallas Cowboys have just pulled off a stunning trade, acquiring defensive tackle Jordan Phillips from the New York Giants in exchange for a pick swap. This is a game-changing move that could have major implications for both teams and the entire NFC East. Before we dive into all the juicy details, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our up-to-the-minute Cowboys coverage. Now, let's break down this blockbuster trade and what it means for America's team. First, let's lay out the basics of this deal. The Dallas Cowboys have acquired defensive tackle Jordan Phillips from the New York Giants. In return, the Cowboys are sending their 2025 5th round pick to the Giants and receiving New York's 2025 6th round pick. So essentially, we're looking at a one-round pick swap next year to bring Phillips to Dallas. Now, some of you might be thinking, who is Jordan Phillips and why should I care? Well, buckle up because I'm about to tell you why this trade could be an absolute game-changer for the Cowboys' defense. Jordan Phillips is a 6'6", 341-pound monster in the middle of the defensive line. He was originally drafted by the Miami Dolphins in the second round of the 2015 NFL Draft out of Oklahoma. After a few years in Miami, he really found his groove with the Buffalo Bills, where he had a breakout season in 2019 with 9.5 sacks, an incredible number for an interior defensive lineman. Phillips then signed with the Arizona Cardinals in 2020, where he continued to be a disruptive force when healthy. He joined the Giants last season on a one-year deal, and while his numbers weren't eye-popping, he showed he still has plenty left in the tank. So why did the Cowboys make this move? Let's break it down. Defensive line depth. The Cowboys have been searching for ways to improve their interior defensive line all off-season. While they have some young talent, they've been lacking a veteran presence who can both stuff the run and get after the quarterback. Phillips brings that in spades. Scheme fit, new defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer, loves to have a big, powerful nose tackle who can eat up blocks and allow the linebackers to flow to the ball. Phillips fits that role perfectly and should thrive in Zimmer's aggressive 4-3 scheme. Pass rush potential. While Phillips isn't going to rack up double-digit sacks, he has shown the ability to collapse the pocket from the interior. This could create more opportunities for edge rushers like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence to get home. Locker room leadership. At 31 years old, Phillips brings a wealth of experience to a relatively young defensive line group. His veteran presence could be invaluable in mentoring players like Osa Odigizua and Mozzie Smith. Low risk, high reward. By only giving up a one-round pick swap next year, the Cowboys are taking a low-risk gamble on a player with Pro Bowl potential. If Phillips can stay healthy and return to his 2019 form, this could be an absolute steal for Dallas. With Phillips in the mix, the Cowboys now have a formidable rotation that can keep players fresh throughout the game. This is crucial in today's NFL, where offenses are running more plays than ever and defensive linemen need to be rotated frequently to stay effective. But the impact of this trade goes beyond just the depth chart. Let's look at how Phillips' arrival could affect some key players Micah Parsons, with a stronger interior presence, Parsons may have more opportunities to rush from the edge, where he's most effective. Phillips eating up blocks inside could create one-on-one matchups for Parsons on the outside. Maisie Smith, the rookie first-round pick, now has a veteran mentor to learn from. While this might reduce Smith's snaps in the short term, the long-term benefits of learning from Phillips could be huge for his development. Trayvon Diggs, and the secondary, a stronger pass rush, means less time for quarterbacks to throw, which could lead to more interceptions and pass breakups for the Cowboys' ball-hawking secondary. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Why were the Giants willing to trade Phillips within the division? It's a fair question, and there are a few potential reasons. Contract situation. Phillips was on a one-year deal with the Giants and set to become a free agent after this season. By trading him now, New York gets some value rather than potentially losing him for nothing in free agency. Rebuilding process. The Giants are in the midst of a roster overhaul under new GM Joe Schoen. Moving a veteran for draft capital, even if it's just a pick swap, aligns with their long-term strategy. Depth at the position. The Giants have invested heavily in their defensive line in recent drafts, selecting players like Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams. They might feel they have enough depth to absorb the loss of Phillips. Salary cap considerations. By moving Phillips, the Giants free up some cap space that they could use to address other needs or roll over to next season. Whatever the Giants' reasoning, their loss is certainly the Cowboys' gain. This move has the potential to significantly improve Dallas's defense and give them an edge in what promises to be a highly competitive NFC East. Speaking of the NFC East, let's take a moment to consider how this trade impacts the division as a whole. The Cowboys were already considered by many to be the favorites to win the East, and this move only strengthens their position. The Philadelphia Eagles, coming off a Super Bowl appearance, will now have to game plan for an even more formidable Cowboys defensive front. The Washington Commanders, with new ownership and a potential franchise QB in Sam Howell, will face a tougher challenge in their divisional matchups against Dallas. And of course, the Giants have now arguably weakened their own roster while strengthening a direct competitor. It's a bold move that could come back to haunt them if Phillips performs well in Dallas. This trade could very well be the difference maker in what promises to be a tight divisional race. The Cowboys have addressed a key need and added a potential game changer to their defense. If Phillips can stay healthy and play up to his potential, we could be looking at a dominant defensive unit in Dallas. Now, let's talk about what this means for Jordan Phillips himself. This is a player who has bounced around the league a bit in recent years, but has always shown flashes of elite potential. Coming to Dallas could be exactly what he needs to take his game to the next level. First and foremost, Phillips will be playing for a contender. The Cowboys have championship aspirations, and that kind of environment can bring out the best in players. He'll also be surrounded by elite talent on defense, which should create favorable matchups and opportunities for him to shine. Cowboys Nation, this is the kind of aggressive move we've been waiting for. It shows that the front office is serious about competing for a championship and isn't afraid to make bold moves to improve the roster. What do you think about this trade? Are you excited to see Jordan Phillips in a Cowboys uniform? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more breaking Cowboys news and analysis.